everyone. Welcome back to the House of Floss and Fluff. My name is Carrie. Thank you guys for joining me. Today is Wednesday, May 26th, and I believe it's been right around that 4 to 5 week mark since my last update. But we're here, we're getting this in before the end of May, so I'm doing good so far. We've been able to update once a month. That was my goal. So I hope everyone is doing well. Things here have been pretty good, you know. Busy as always, but for the most part we've been doing pretty good. Not as much running as we've had to do the last couple of months. This month has been a little bit quieter, so that's been good. Or at least any running we've had to do has been local. We haven't had to drive too far away. So yeah, let's see. Since my last update, I did want to talk real quick about my last video because I know there were some comments about the sound that you guys couldn't hear me very well. And I think what happened was two things. The first, my son was home doing virtual school, and I had set up my table and everything. I timed it out that I was going to film my video during his lunch break. And wouldn't you know, I got everything set up. I sat down, I'm ready to record, and he comes down the stairs. Mom, class is starting. And I'm like, oh, darn it. And so instead of just waiting until he was done, I just was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to film it. It's not going to be a really long video. I should be fine, because he usually wears headphones for class. So, but I think subconsciously I was like, oh, it better be a little bit quieter so I don't disrupt him. And then the other number two thing is that instead of setting my phone, because I record on my phone, instead of setting my phone up on my table, I put it on I have a big tripod for my digital camera. And so I use, I'm real high tech here. I use the rubber ponytail holders to hold my phone onto that tripod. And so it's a little bit further away from my table. And so I think the combination of those two things led to bad sound. So I'm hoping I have the camera back on my table today and there's nobody else in the house except for Lucy, the sleeping Newfie, which you may hear her snoring in the video. Not much I can do about that. She's sleeping, she's quiet. We're not going to disrupt her. But aside from her, there's nobody else in the house. So I can talk as loud as I want and nobody's going to care. So hopefully the sound is better this time. Okay, so I think that was all that I had to address for my last video. I don't think there was any other questions or anything. So, I mean, feel free if you need to ask questions, you know, if there's a question, feel free to ask. So let's see. Okay, I always forget to do this. Welcome if you are a new subscriber. I'm glad you found my channel and I hope that you find some things that you like and I hope that you'll hit that subscribe button and come back. And of course, if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for taking your time to come and watch my videos and hang out with me for a little bit. And then, again, another thing I always forget, this is a Flosstube channel, which is mainly about cross stitch. Every now and then I might throw in punch needle or hand embroidery or even some knitting, but for the most part, and this video is no exception, it's all cross stitch. So, okay, other than that, I'm trying to think, life updates, not a whole lot. You might notice the hair is a little different. Just went ahead and did that today. That's why I figured today was a really good day to record. I had to get up early, got my hair done, had the makeup on already. So I was up early, the work is all done. My work for the shop is all done and I'm all done up. So I'm like, all right, let's do a video. So yeah, other than that, really not a whole lot else going on. School's almost done. Kiddo's got like 2 weeks left of school. Well, finishing up the last 3 days of this week and then next week is 4 days and then it's just exams and then he's done. So, and then we're into summer and we have nothing really planned right now, but summer's always busy. Always. It doesn't matter. It's just always super busy. Okay. Yeah, I think that's about it. So let's dive in to what I've been working on. So I'm going to start by showing you guys some finishes. I have nothing fully finished. I want to fully finish things, but when I actually sit down to like actually do the process of fully finishing them, it's like, I don't have time. I don't want to measure anything. I just don't want to do it. So I haven't been doing it. So first up in the fully finished, or not fully, I wish, first up in the finished, all of the stitching is done, are 3 new designs that I designed myself. So it was back in 2019 is when I started doing a few small designs. And it's been a little while since I've designed anything, but I kind of had some inspiration hit last couple weeks. And so I ended up with 3 cute little patriotic designs. So we'll start there. And I don't know if these are, okay, these will show up not too bad. So this is the first one. This is called USA. And this is a really cute, quick stitch. This took me 1 day to stitch. And all of the designs are stitched on 28 count hazelnut linen, and they all use DMC. So very cute. So it's USA, home to you and me. And all of the designs are currently available in my Etsy shop, which I'll put on the bottom here. And of course, I always link it in the description box below. And then this is the other one. This is From Sea to Shining Sea. And I love the mermaid. It turned out so cute. I'm really happy with how this one came together. This, I think, is like my favorite one. So very happy with that one. And then this one is, I guess, technically fully finished, but I'm not happy with it. So I'm probably going to redo it. But this is Home of the Brave. And this one definitely needs something behind it because it's very see-through-y. And I love the design, but this fabric, this linen, is really stretchy. And so it warped really bad in the hoop. So I'm not happy with how that turned out. So the other 2, I had planned to make them into pillows. So I'm going to see how they turn out. If the fabric doesn't warp too bad, I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the hoop and just turn it into a pillow. But other than that, ooh, and we have a train in the distance. I don't know if you guys are going to, I don't know if the cam or if my phone will pick up on that, but there may be a train that you can hear whistling. But I really like the little flower here on the bottom, just something a little different. So those are the 3 finishes that I designed myself. And like I said, those are all available in my Etsy shop. So if you want to go check them out or check out the other designs, be my guest, go ahead, have fun. So I have one other finish, and this is Winterful Friends from Silver Creek Samplers. And I stitched this on a 40 count even weave, which is the 40 count, what is it, Verdale or Verdal. I stitched it with, I don't think any of the called fors, unless there was a DMC called for, then I just used the DMC. But otherwise I switched out all of the colors for hand dyes that I had on hand, and they looked close. I mean, hold on, you guys can see. They're very similar. I mean, my colors are pretty close match. And then, like I said, this is a 40 count. This was done or dyed by Kathy, Dyeing for Cross Stitch, which I will link to her shop, and she also has a Facebook page if you're interested. So, but very happy to have that one done. More than likely, that will get turned into a pillow, just because it's so small, which I love stitching on 40 count because things turn out so cute and little. But so yeah, I think it'll be a pillow. I think that'll be cute as a little pillow. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the massive stuff that is whips, which are works in progress, and new starts. No rhyme or reason, just they're on the table and I'm just grabbing them. So I went ahead and I pulled out this cute little one. Sorry. And I didn't open any of the bags. I'm sorry, you guys. I know it's kind of annoying, but for me, it's hard to have things not in a bag because then it gets dog hair all over it, and that's not cool. So this is Snowman of Snowflakes from Bent Creek. This is one of the kits, which comes with the 18 count linen and the DMC pearl cotton. And I started this last year. I don't remember if I started this like at probably Christmas time, winter time, sometime. And there he is now. So I think I had like this top little part done here. I know I had most of the scarf done, and then I obviously had this side. I think I had this side until the mitten. And so I filled in a lot. I filled in a lot on the top, and I went ahead and started filling in more towards his scarf and the mitten and things like that. But he is so cute. And now I kind of want to like get all of these kits and stitch them because they're actually really fun to stitch. And I'm still debating because I normally don't stitch things twice, but I kind of want to, after I finish this one, I kind of want to go ahead and stitch it again on like a 36 or a 40 count. And so I have like a big version and a little version. I don't know why. I don't know why, that just sounds like it would be really cute. Maybe I'm crazy. That's okay. Okay, so this was a new start, I believe, since my last video. I don't think I showed this at all in my last video. I'm not sure. But this is a PDF that I got. So, oh, sorry. Didn't mean to flash the pattern at you guys. So I'll insert a picture here of the model. And this is Samuel and Elizabeth from Not Forgotten Farms, from Lori. And I'm stitching this on, it's a 40 count. I'm trying to think if this is like oatmeal oatmeal linen. I'm not sure. But isn't that cute? It's coming along really nice. And I actually did use all of the called fors in this. This was just called for in DMC. I think the only change that I'm planning to make is the bottom word here has some backstitching coming off of it. I think it's supposed to kind of make it pop a little bit more, kind of like fireworks or something. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. I'm still kind of undecided, but it's super cute. I love Elizabeth. She's awesome, holding her apple pie. Yeah, she's cool. So love that one. That one I should get back to real quick and just finish it because there's really not a whole lot left to stitch. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I believe I've mentioned in previous videos that I am doing Stitch from Stash this year. And so I do have a couple purchases that are going to come up probably now or relatively soon into this because I bought them and I had to start them right away because I couldn't help myself. So this is the first one. This is Butterfly Cloach. And I kind of blame this one on Amy from Amy Loves Toads. This is from Hello from Liz Matthews. And I will put a link to her Etsy shop. And so this was one of her new Needlework Expo releases. And when I first saw it, I fell in love with it. And I was like, oh, that's really pretty. I'm going to have to get that at some point. And then Amy from Amy Loves Toads had talked about it in her video. And I was watching that video and I was like, oh, that's right. I really love that pattern. And I happened to go over to Liz's shop. And sure enough, she had it available as a PDF. So I was like, yes, I have to get this. So did I say I was going to insert the model picture? I don't remember. But anyway, I will insert the model picture here of what this pattern looks like because it's really pretty. And this is where I am. So I've been making some pretty good progress on this one. So I've got this pretty blue butterfly, or with the blue in it. So I think it's like a blue and a gray, is all done. And I started working on the big giant butterfly here. And then I kind of got a little bogged down with him. So I figured I'd come over here and I wanted to add a different color. I wanted to work with a different color because these two are similar in colors. If they might even be the same colors, just different pattern. So I got to add some yellow in there. But I love this. I love this so much. It's so pretty. I'm stitching on a 40 count. Let me see if I left the tag in here for my, because sometimes I leave the tag of what the fabric is in the bag with the fabric, you know, with the project. And I don't think I did with this one. I'm not seeing it. Oh, wait, here it is. It is a 40 count vintage sampler. So this must be from Victorian Motto. But it's really, really pretty. And then the called for colors in this were MPI silks with a DMC conversion. I went ahead and I just looked up the MPI silks on, I think 123 Stitch, and I picked out hand-dyed floss that I had that was similar in shade. So the colors are going to be a little bit different, but they're fairly close. Probably the biggest change that I made to this is that instead of using 310 or, you know, the DMC black for like the outer part, I mean, for, you know, the outer part here and any of these dark parts of the butterfly, I went ahead and I changed that to 37.99. So it's that really dark gray. And so I just thought it softened it just a little bit. and I really like how it's turning out. So that was a purchase. Like I said, I couldn't resist starting it immediately after I got it. Like, I think I bought it and within 15 minutes was kitting it up and starting it because I just loved it that much. And I've worked on that one, I want to say like 6 days. The only reason I know what I'm working on is, and I don't think I've talked about this before, is that this year my husband set up like a daily prompt for me to work on my stitching. And what I mean by that is Priscilla and Chelsea, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, do that a lot with like their different hashtags. And so like they have hashtag Merry Monday, and that's when they work on something Christmassy. Hashtag Saturday, Stars and Stripes Saturday, so they work on something patriotic. And so basically that's what my husband did, is he came up with like my own little moniker. And so it's kind of nice because like that one, the butterfly one, fits in for the first 3 days of the week. So it fits in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because Monday is kind of my free day. I can work on whatever I want. Tuesday is my summer or spring day, and Wednesday is a whip day. So I work on something that's a work in progress. So that's been nice. I've gotten a lot of stitching into that one. Okay, and this one is kind of my current project. So I pulled this one out on Monday. Yeah, I pulled it on Monday. I worked on it yesterday. I'm probably going to work on it today too, because I'd like to get it finished. This is In Her Garden. This is from Lizzie Beam. You can see I have a tiny picture. I don't know if my camera will focus. It doesn't always want to focus, but it's super cute. And I don't think I had a whole lot. I don't even know if I showed this one before because I had a pretty tiny start on it. But I've gotten a lot done. And just ignore the green. The green hanging thread right there. I've gotten a lot done and I love her. She is so cute. So I'm stitching this on a 40 count. This is a Seraphim fabric, and I'm going to throw it out there and say it's prairie grass because literally if you watch like my first video back after my hiatus, I think every fabric I guessed that it was prairie grass from Seraphim. So we're just going to throw it out there because it sounds good. Honestly, I have no idea. Aside from it being a 40 count and a Seraphim, I don't know the color. But she is so cute. I just love her. Her dress is, I wouldn't say that it's a specialty stitch because it's just straight stitches. Like it's one line of kind of shorter straight stitch. Wow, say that 10 times fast. It's like one line of shorter straight stitches and then one long line of a long straight stitch. So I don't know if that would be counted as a specialty stitch or not, but there are specialty stitches in this. There's Algerian eyelets that you turn into bees. They look like bees, I guess, when you put them together. So, but super cute. And let's see, floss. Oh, okay. Called for were Gentle Arts. And I actually had some of the called for, like the crown is Peacock by Gentle Arts, and I had that one. So a few of the called for Gentle Arts I had because they were used in the Snapshot series from High Mountain Designs that I did last year. I didn't do the whole series. I made it through till June. But anyway, and so I was able to actually use some of the called fors. The rest I just pulled whatever I had on hand. That was very close. I stayed very close to the called fors on this, but I love her. So like I said, more than likely she will be my project for today. I'm thinking so because I'm thinking I might, fingers crossed, both fingers crossed, I might be able to get it finished. I'm going to try because I would like to get that one finished. Okay. So this one I pulled out for my sheep stitching day. Yep, I have a day dedicated to stitching sheep because I literally have that many sheep patterns. I love sheep. And what is it? The minute the camera turns on, your nose starts running. I don't understand. I was fine until the camera turned on. Okay, so this one I actually started back in 2018 for Mania, which is kind of funny that I pulled it out now since it's Mania season again. I did a Biscornu Mania. And this is the sheep Biscornu from Barbara Anna. I know it's a very tiny picture, but you get the idea of what it looks like. I'm stitching this on a 28 count Monaco that I hand dyed myself, and I believe I'm using the called for DMCs or pretty close. I think the border, the blue color here is a Sullivan's, but it's pretty close to what the called for was. It might even be the same as the called for DMC. It's just Sullivan's floss instead of DMC. So I love it. I didn't get a ton done. I think I made the border. I kind of completed the top border and the side here, and then I started in on the black sheep. That was really about all I got done. I don't think I had a ton of stitching time that day, but I wanted to get a little bit in. Okay, so then for my Halloween day, I've had a couple Halloween stitching days, which is Thursday for me. I pulled out this one from Blackbird Designs. This is Spell of the Moon. I love that. I'm not using any of the called fors. I changed mine to two of them are Valdani and one is a Dying for Cross Stitch. And I'm stitching this on just a 28 cashel linen. This is just a natural linen from Hobby Lobby. I actually really like it. And I'm trying to think how much I got done since I last showed you guys. I put in more of the moon, and I filled in the leaf here, the part of the tree, and I came down this side with the border and started to fill in some more of trying to fill in more of the tree, get the tree done. So this one's it's so pretty. I really like this pattern. It's like, I need more time. I need more days of the week that I can just keep stitching. More time to stitch, right? Isn't that, I think we all need that, right? Okay, so another purchase. This is the most recent purchase that I've made. I bought this last week, Monday, and this was another one where I saw it was a PDF, had to buy it. It's just so pretty. So this is a sampler, and I'm not sure if this is, well, it's not really my first sampler, but it's probably like my first big sampler. I don't normally stitch a lot of big pieces. I normally stitch small stuff. So this is a big piece for me. And what I'll do is I'll insert a picture of it here because I bought it as a PDF and I didn't download the cover page. So here's what the model looks like. It's beautiful. And this is the Louisa Mollet 1875 sampler. It is from Samplers Forever, and I will put a link to their Etsy shop. And I love it. I love it so much. And just dumped out all the colors. This is where I am. So oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm holding that wrong. There we go. That's better. So not bad. I love it. And I worked on, this was another one that I was able to work on for 3 days because I started on Monday. So I was able to work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on it. So I got a decent start. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Old Stationery by Seraphim. And I'm stitching this with all the called for DMCs. Hold on. I am not stitching this with all the called for DMCs because I didn't have two of the called for DMCs, or I couldn't find them. So I switched them to something that was very close to the same, relatively the same color family as the called for DMC. Unless I get to some place that I can buy the called fors that I'm missing, then I'll change them out real quick before I get to that point. But oh, I love it. I really do. It's so pretty. It's probably going to take me a while to stitch because, like I said, I don't normally stitch big pieces, but I'm really excited about it. And so I'm hoping that that'll kind of keep spurring me to keep going on it and really get a lot done. Okay, and I think I've worked on this one since my last video. I'm pretty sure. So this is Sheepies, and again, we're going to dump out all the floss. This is Sheepies from Teresa Kogut, and I will insert a picture here of the model. And there we are. So I think since my last video, I've added in more of this tree here, and I think I've added in a sheep. I'm not sure if I had a sheep in my last video when I showed this or not, but we're making progress. It's not a very big pattern, but it's probably the closest to full coverage that I've ever stitched, which I know for people that stitch Hades and a lot of full coverage pieces, this is nothing. But for me, who stitches primarily more primitive, more small things, this is a lot. So, because all of the ground here, this will all get filled in. And so really the only pieces of fabric that are going to be showing through are just around the trees. Everything else is stitched in. So, but it's super cute. I mean, it's going to be a whole bunch of sheep, and you guys know I love sheep. So I'm very excited to keep getting that one, to keep working on that one. And this is the fabric for this one. This is a 40 count linen. This is from Dying for Cross Stitch, Kathy. And there's no color, so I'm not sure. It doesn't have a color name on it, but it's really pretty sand, good neutral color. So that's going to be really cute when it's all done. That'll make a good little pillow too. Okay, so only a couple more left. All right, so I pulled this one out last Thursday for my Halloween day. Sorry, I forgot this had binder clips on it because my bag broke. So this is just a documents holder that I get from Walmart. I use these as project bags, and the little zipper part here broke. So this was actually a piece that I started as a stitch along with Jen, Upton Stitches. I think we started this, oh, did we start this last year or the year before? I don't remember. I don't know. We started as a stitch along, and I don't know. I don't think either of us finished it yet, but that's okay. It's so cute. This is a Madame Chantilly, and I don't know. I know it's something cat, black cat, I think, but she's painting the cat black. It's just, oh, it's so cute. Okay, and that is where I am now. So I'm stitching, this is a 32 count hand-dyed by Stephanie, I believe. One second, let me check. I think I have the tag in here, and I believe the fabric was a gift from Jen as well, and that's why I picked it, because I was doing a stitch along with Jen, and so I figured, oh, I do, you know. Yeah, it's a Fabrics by Stephanie. Is that Gillias? It's really pretty. Very, very pretty. And I think I'm using some of the call fors because I believe this was just charted in DMC. So I'm using some, hold on, I can fold this and we can still see, maybe. If I fold it correctly, wow. Oh, feels like it's a Monday even though it's a Wednesday. And then I did put in, I'm changing some of the colors around a little bit. I think like the hair, that is old red paint from Gentle Arts, I think. And then for the books, like all of the covers of the books, I'm doing in different dinky dyes, silks. So, but it's really cute. And so I think since I last showed this, I want to say I added her. I think that was, I added the witch in. That was the main part of what I did. So it is so cute. So I don't know if I'm going to work on this one until I get it done or switch to something else, or I don't know. Okay, last project. So this year for Mania, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. Last year, I did not participate in Stitch Mania. And if you're unfamiliar with what Stitch Mania is, I'll be honest, I'm not an expert at all. I believe it was started in 2015, and I think it was just kind of a way to get you to stitch more in the month. And so it kind of started as like, I think they did 15 new starts for 2015, and it's kind of grown into whatever you want to make it. If you want to do new starts that month, you can stick with just doing 15, or you can, some people have gone ahead and done whatever the end of the month is. So for example, this would be 21 new starts. And I've done it a few years, and I did not participate last year, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do this year because I had a ton of new starts in April. So I was kind of, I don't know what I want to do. And so I decided to kind of take it easy on myself this year, and I am doing a Lady of the Flag Stitch Mania, and I'm working on Lady every Friday because Friday is my patriotic day. That is my patriotic stitching day prompt. So I figured, okay, let's give it to Lady for the month of May. And I've made some pretty good progress. I've worked on it for 3 different Mays. I've worked on it for 3 different Mays in 1 year. No, Worked on it for three separate Fridays in the month of May so far. And I actually am really proud of myself because I remembered to take a picture of where I last left off on Lady before I started working on her. So I will insert that here so you guys can see where I was in regards to my progress on Lady of the Flag. Okay. And okay, I didn't grab anything else with it. And there she is. So I am stitching her on 32 count patina from Color and Cotton. And we are, well, I shouldn't say, I'm stitching the color conversion that my husband did. So my husband wanted to convert the dress to red. And red does stand, there is an acronym with red. Red stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. So there's a reason why he really wanted the red dress. When he decided to do that, then we had to change the reds in the flag so that the red dress would stand out. Changing the red in the flag meant we had to change the blue as well. So it ended up being pretty much a total conversion, aside from, I mean, we left the white and the gray and that kind of stuff. But so changing her dress color meant we had to change the rose color to yellow. He wanted a different hair color. So that's the hair color. This is a hand-dyed Barber Yolanda, and it's very heavily variegated. And then we also are using a rather heavily variegated skin color. It is Conch by Weeks. And I think that so far is all the changes that that I've stitched enough that you guys can see. I've started in on the dress here a little bit, but I had that before my mania plans. So this was what I worked on the first Friday that I pulled her out. I did not get a ton of stitching time, but for about an hour worth, that was pretty good. So then the last 2 Fridays, I decided to kind of concentrate more on the flag because this part is all flag here. So I'm getting close to kind of getting the flag combined here. And I really would like to get that done because that would be a lot of work done if I could get that flag finished. So this part, I think like kind of down here, this red part and a little bit of the red over here was what I worked on the second Friday. And then this past Friday, it was all the blue. Started putting in a lot more of the blue. So it's coming along though. It certainly isn't going to get finished just working on it for 1 month of Fridays, but it's definitely, I've been able to get a lot of progress and I'm able to really kind of see it start to grow. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to go ahead and continue with this into June. So for the month of June, I'm going to do the same thing and I'm going to stitch on Lady of the Flag on Fridays. So it still leaves me plenty of other days to stitch on other things and I can stitch on other patriotic things with the way the prompts are set up. So that's going to work out really well. Oh, and my video, yeah, it cuts off. So it might be a little weird blurb there, but anyway, so like I said, I think I'm going to continue with that into June and we'll see, and then I'll kind of reevaluate from there as we get into July, and we'll just kind of keep going. As long as it's fun to work on, I'm going to keep working on it. Okay, so I do have a couple goodies to show you guys. So I showed you guys the 2 patterns that I bought, which was Butterfly Cloach from Hello from Liz Matthews. And then the second one was the Louisa Mollet sampler from Samplers Forever. So those are 2 purchases that I made. Those went against my Stitch From Stash. The other 2 things that I'm going to show you guys are my Fabric of the Month and Floss of the Month. So I'm not going to go into the whole story with this because I just don't want to. I don't feel the need to do that. I was signed up for a Floss and Fabric of the Month club, and I had signed up for that before the end of the year. So I would have been grandfathered in terms of Stitch From Stash. It wouldn't count against my budget. Unfortunately, I stopped receiving items, so I was able to get my money back. Everything's fine. So what I did is I decided to join a different fabric club, and I'm counting it as that I'm grandfathered in because I had already paid for all my stuff. I had paid for my stuff prior to starting Stitch From Stash and would have continued had I received my items. But did not. So, you know, that's all said and done. So I'm not counting this against my Stitch from Stash, but it's a different fabric, right? It's a different club. But anyway, long story. It doesn't really matter, right? Does it? It's all for fun, right? Anyway, the fabric I'm getting, and I'm sorry, it's in the crinkly bag. So we're gonna rip that off like a Band-Aid real quick. Okay. The fabric club that I ended up signing up for is from Be Stitch Me. And this is 40 count. This is the even weave. So this is the Verdale or Verdal. I don't know how you pronounce that, but whatever. And so it's really pretty. This is Bronze Age. And so it's a really good neutral. I can see myself stitching a lot of different things. And this was April. That was the first month that I got. So this was April. And May's has shipped. So I'm really excited to see what she dyed up for May. So I would highly recommend her club, and I will definitely put a link to her website because it's been great. You know, it's been really nice, a nice club to work with. Okay, and so then for Floss, I haven't gotten into an actual club because a lot of them are full. You know, it is what it is. And so what I did is April, I actually got the Rolanda Floss of the Month, and silly me, I used one of the flosses in my butterfly Cloach when I kitted that up. And instead of just leaving the other, I think 4 that I got, I put them away. Like put them away. And I could not pick them out to even show them to you guys if I wanted to. So I apologize for that. But I did get, that was my April, was Rolanda. And so for May, or no, yeah, for May, right? Yeah, May. Okay. I went ahead and I bought some floss from Queen City Dye Company. And I will put a link to her Etsy shop. And so she does these cute packages of floss. This was 11 skeins. And so I went ahead and picked it up. Let's see. Well, we'll use this because it's a fairly, you know, this is a fairly good neutral that you guys can see. And so there's no names on the flosses, but they're very pretty. And I got this pack more so because there were some really good browns and yellows in here, because that is the color that I have noticed I don't have a ton of floss for, because yellow is not one of my, it's not one of my favorite colors. This is really pretty. Ooh. I like the variegation in that. That's pretty close to the same color as my fabric, so we'll have to take note of that because that won't work. But isn't that cool? Like kind of a pretty peachy color. And of course, I mean, there are some blues and greens in this pack because, you know. And then this is really kind of neat. It's like a yellowy green. So very pretty floss. Very, very pretty. In fact, she had put out a new pack of floss, a new 11 skeins, and I purchased that for my June floss because her stuff goes fast. So if you find something you like, you better grab it. And so like I said, I'll put a link to her Etsy shop because she's got some really, really pretty flosses. So looking at the table, I think that's everything. I think so. So yeah. So thank you guys so much for coming and spending a little bit of time with me. And I hope that you enjoyed everything that you got to see. And real quick, I had mentioned, like I said, I showed you guys the new designs that I did that are available in my Etsy shop. And this weekend, starting on Friday, there will be a Memorial Day sale in my shop. So 20% off everything. No coupon codes needed. It's taken off right. The 20% is taken off right in my shop. You just throw it in your cart and purchase and you're all set to go. So all of my patterns are 20% off, which there's only 9 of them, but hey, you know, everything else is in the shop is 20% off too. But okay, so I just wanted to throw that in there real quick in case anybody was interested. Okay, I think I'm done now. All right. So I hope you guys have a fantastic upcoming weekend. Hope you guys have a fantastic upcoming month until I get to sit and do another video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me and have a wonderful day. And I will hopefully talk to you guys in a bit. Bye, everybody.